Hello friends, welcome to SARAL Trader. We will have the weekly review. A fantastic week last week. We'll look at the S&P 500 first. So this is the S&P 500 chart. These are some of the levels that I generally use, but we will use a cleaner chart. So I'll put the micro uh, contract. So guys, we had let me just put which system is there. SARAL 2. So we got a signal here on the SARAL 2 system, and this is around 3911, and currently we are trading at 4211, which is almost around a 5 to 6% kind of move on index. Now, a massive move came in spite of all these key resistances that were standing, macros, and so many things, market was successful in taking out the 4100 levels and actually make a high of 4207. Now, technically, we still are not out of these major resistance areas, which is at 4150, and on top of it, we have 4200. Now, these are the areas where the rally actually failed. Technically, if you see from the other perspective, we made a low of 3500, and from 3500, we are almost 20% up with a 700 point move with 4200. We touched it. We have not closed above it. So now in next week, market has to face major resistances, and also technically, if it has to come out of the into a technical bull market, you need to stabilize above 4200, which would mean a weekly close above 4200. Now, will we get it? We are seeing that in last 2 days there was heavy selling on Thursday, and then on Friday also we did try. We couldn't even touch the high and we went down. Now, what can possibly happen? We can only discuss. As per SARAL system, we are bullish. We will not turn negative until we close below 395060 kind of levels. Now, what can happen is that we may again try to go up, and we may retrace back to pivot 1, which is 4080, and possibly looking at the momentum, we might reverse from here, or we can also come down to 4000. I think what will happen is I have taken all profits. We have taken all profits in SPY and S&P 500 futures. We will wait for a high probability buy signal. If it goes up, we don't get the signal. That's fine. Tata bye bye. We have other stocks to trade. But if this until unless we get a high probability setup, we will not take the trade. Let's look at Nasdaq. So on Nasdaq, you got a signal. We got a signal 11,200. We are now at 12,900. So almost a 1700 points rally, which is technically much higher, around 10% or more. That's amazing rally. And again, we are hitting the high resistance areas, and we will have to see how the market reacts. It is extended. The RSI here is quite extended, and we will see what happens. Uh, we will again wait for a high probability buy signal. We will not rush our trades. Russell 2000, my favorite index. We're right at the resistances. Very sharp up move, breakout, breakout confirmation, and then we are moving above. So technically, it is at the August highs. This is 6 months back resistance, very strong resistance. We will have to see how this shapes up. My personal view is that there will be a retracement and then there will be up move. We'll wait for the retracement, get a high probability buy signal, and then again get into the trade. Let's look at some of the trades that we took. So there was a trade that we took in Zumia. This was given to some of my, not to the paid subscribers, but this was basically discussed in a group. I entered this trade somewhere here with 5 calls and one, two, three, and then it went up. And I sold my calls around 100% up here. And then we have some profit booking coming in. There was an expiry, and this is coming. Now, technically, this is breaking the downtrend. The downtrend that is started 1.5 years back, or even earlier, this downtrend is now, we were probably where. Yeah, I mean this downtrend probably in Zumia started 2 years back actually. For last 2 years, it has not done anything. It's just going down and down. So 21, and then it was in a major downtrend. I started looking at this somewhere here, which was June of last year. So almost 2 years have passed. June of 20, this was June of 21. So June of 21, June 22, and now, almost 2 years. Look at the amount of destruction it has done. Every level people will buy, they will get sold out, people will buy, they will get. But if you followed the SARAL system, if you look at you have a system in place, right? You have a system in place. It will give you right entries and right exits. It will sometimes give you fast and wrong entries, but it will give you the right exit. You will, and if you followed this system is giving you far better returns than buy and hold. So this is the way, you look at it. A system will only guarantee that you come out of losses, less losses. It will not guarantee profits, guys. And what happens is that we are looking for a holy grail that will give us profits. So Zumia was successful. There were few trades I was carrying. VZIO, partial profits taken. 843 was entry. We made a high of 995, almost 10, so 1.5%, which was around 15% move. So this is a level where you should book profits. That was told. I made a video on this. Then NYCB. NYCB, I had a position with calls. Those calls reached around 80% high, in this move, and I sold them. And cash position also, I booked half profit, so I'm still carrying my half of the cash position. And look at it, we entered somewhere here in this trade at 958, and it made a high of 1050, which is a significant move in terms of percentages. And technically, I think banks, this is getting stronger. Until this closes below the pivot 2, we will continue to hold this position. Then we will look at uh, Dominion. So Dominion was really moving very slow. There was nothing much happening for last 1 month. But then there is some negative report came in from some analysts who have reduced the price target from 75 to 65. So there is a fall coming in, but technically this stock is in a bull move now. So there is a possibility that the accumulation will happen, and we will. And if we close below this, we will watch out this level. I won't want to give a level here right now because I think this will come up. Neo. Neo is a open trade. We are into this trade for a long time, almost 2 months, almost 1.5 months has passed. It is facing resistance, guys. Major resistance in this area. It's not moving up. China's macros are also bad, so this is coming down on every rise. Still, we are holding this position. Well, let's see Intel. Intel, technically, it has started. It made a low of 24.7, 24.5, and then there was a rally which took it to around 31. In percentages term, this was almost 20%. Then similar mean reversion, then a move, resistance, it came down, and again. Now this is kind of getting into a lower lows, higher lows kind of formation, and a triangle and a rectangle and a very long triangle. I mean people who use these are very bullish on this. I would personally, I'm holding. I have added to my long position in this fall. I also sold some puts below. This is a risky thing that I have done, but I have hedged them with lower puts. I have funded my calls, which I got because it came down. That was a logic, that I will sell. I sold 24 and 22.5 calls for June, which significantly funded my position for the calls. And if this price hits, or I we go below this level, I will be taking the shares. I will take the assignment. If the assignment comes, I will take the shares. So technically, I am pretty fine holding on and taking the targets for this particular trade are 38 to 40. in by the time June, and then longer term targets are even higher. But technically, 35 to 38 will be the levels where I will start booking profits. Then we have uh, there was one more trade in wheat futures chart. So guys, wheat was in a downtrend. I was in a position here. I added to my position, and then we got this. Typically, the price action told me that this is pretty much the bottom, and then it went sideways. It gave some move. Look at this retracements that happen in wheat. This once a dominant price candle is formed, it looks for it comes down, and multiple trade opportunities it gives. And this was an attempt to break down the support, but it held on. It was not able to close 1% or 2% below it. In fact, it was not even able to close below the low. And then from here, 720, it went up to almost 760. Good move. We got a SARAL signal here, and then look at it. The range, it goes to the lower range. That's where you buy, and on a higher note you sell. You buy low, sell high. This is typically very, very nice coordinated moves are happening here. And don't know what's going to happen. We'll just remain bullish till the time we have our signal. I booked a profit in it. We have sold 50% position in wheat. We are still holding. I'm holding one long here, and I'll continue to hold it. Then we have gold. So guys, gold had a massive rally, and this rally went up significantly. And then there was this overwhelming price action, and I asked my newsletter followers to exit if they are holding gold or prune down their positions. And look at this fall, guys. I was short in gold, and gold really took out. But I was hedged, so my losses are pretty much. I've been booking profits also on gold. So because of the hedge, and there is a very unique SARAL hedge strategy. If you get stuck in a wrong position, you can hedge using in the money options, which gives you a very good time to hold the position and wait for the right moment. I will be adding to my short position now if I get my confirmation. So this is gold. Look at crude oil. Oil, guys, again, very heavy resistances at around 82. Suddenly, it reversed from that level and it's giving going down. If this low is broken, we might head much lower on this. Let's see what it happens. It is typically looking like a distribution pattern. One, two, it goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, and then it goes up also. So let's see what comes in the next week. Um, let's look at the large caps. Baba. Now, Baba again, Chinese stocks are again giving it's given a sell signal, and there is a SARAL 3 system also for swing trade, which is also confirming a sell. We may see a sharp fall in some days, or this might be a shakeout. So, a shakeout, and typically the move has been a 45-degree move, right? So, if there has been no serious touch of pivot 3, so there might be a touch of pivot 3 here. We opened a short trade in Valero. So Valero, I entered here somewhere, and next day itself, that there was a swing move. This was pre-open, guys. So, anyways, I held on to the position because my stop. This was a. Then next day they took my stop, and I again re-entered here. And this trade is pretty much going solid. I booked 50% profits on the Valero options, put options, and I have a complex position. I have sold one, I bought one put, I've sold calls. I also have sold puts or sold calls above. So simple, you can short in cash or you can short using puts. So Valero was a new addition. Then we have SPY. On SPY, we had a signal on a lower time frame on a 1 hour chart, and this is the move on the day of FOMC. Look at it. We got this signal. There was huge volatility, but then it just went in. Guys, once you get a trade as per SARAL system, you should shut down your computers and don't watch the screens because you can't do anything. You can't impact anything once the signal is there. The only impact you have is either you can book profits or you will book early profits or you can take a loss. There is no control over the markets. Let the price decide what it's doing. You decide on what you have to do. You can just take the trade and look at end of the day. So swing trading, it is very important that you don't watch the screen. Whenever I watch the screen for my swing trades, I generally make silly mistakes. So we look at Google. So on Google, we got a signal here, right? This was 13th of January. And look at the move from 92, it went up to 108. It did fluctuate in between, and the momentum is so sharp. Momentum is that it's not even, it's just going vertically up. Now, what will again we expect a retracement. I have not traded Google because I was busy with Amazon and Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla again is extended. It is gone up significantly. I entered somewhere here. It's SARAL 3 system. Let's see SARAL 2. Yeah. So SARAL 2 is extended. There will be a retracement to this level. That's where you can add some positions. Don't be in a hurry. Markets are not going anywhere. Just hold on. Let's see Tesla, Google, Amazon. Amazon, look at it. Amazon went up, similar kind of pattern, came down. There is a retracement here. We may chop around for some more time. We may even touch this level and then we will go up. Go up, or if this level breaks, then we will go down to pivot 3. Let's see what pivot 3 does, acts as a support or it break down. Results are bad, I have heard. So results are bad. Let's see what happens. BBD. BBD guys again testing patience. It went up, had a gap up one day, nothing happened, and then again sold off, and next day it sold off even further. This is a triangle which is going, and this triangle is not broken yet. It will break. If 2.5 we close below 2.5, that will be end of this kind of a pattern, and then this will become something else. Now I have a large position in this. So that's a disclosure. There is a possibility that it comes down, again touches 2.5, slightly goes below 2.5 intraday, and then sharply it moves up. We need a close above pivot 3 to make this bullish, right? So that's pretty much, I think we have covered most of the stocks. If you have any other questions, do let me know and we can take it up. You can take a free trial of our swing alerts at saraltrader.com and also subscribe to our channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, you want to cover any stocks, do let me know.